The following is an encore presentation of stories from the Dooralong Transformation Centre. If you were listening before 10 o'clock, just before the news then, we were chatting very briefly with Robert from the Dooralong Transformation Centre. So I'll reintroduce Robert to you. Robert, who's been, how long now, Robert?
Yes, going on to 6 months.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you're telling us it's going well.
It's going great, yeah. It's just life-changing, eh?
It is. It's called a transformation centre, and I thought to begin with, it's a bit of a mouthful, isn't it? Dooralong Transformation Centre, but really that's what it does, isn't it? It sort of changes and transforms lives.
It does. It just gives you a new look at on life, like new perspective of life,
and which is what you need.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your old life before you went to Dooralong. Is it alcohol or drugs that's been the issue for you, or gambling, or what?
No, it's just alcohol. I experimented with the drugs, but they weren't my choice. Alcohol was.
Yeah.
It was just alcohol.
And when did alcohol start to be a problem for you in your life?
I'd say it would have been a problem like when I lost my mum and dad, and then then I lost my wife. We was together for about 26 years.
Okay.
And we lost her to cancer, and that sort of pushed me to drink more because I never grieved as much, and I just sort of bottled it up by drinking.
So you're not like quite a few of the people that we talked to from Dooralong, where you were drinking as a teenager, and it became a problem very early in your life, from almost mid-teens, early 20s. They had a real alcohol problem. That doesn't sound as if that was your journey.
No, well, I've worked all the time, and but I was more of a binge drinker on weekends and that. So I just binge drink, and then that was a lot of drinking in that there.
Yeah, but you were holding down a job.
Yeah. And then later on, like when my wife did pass away, I did used to turn up at my workplace still drunk, and but try to keep away from the bosses so they didn't know.
Yeah.
And sometimes they knew I was drunk, but they just wouldn't let me operate machinery.
They just they knew. It's Robert. He's So it sounds as if it was the sort of grief and loss, firstly, of your mum and dad dying at an early age, and then your wife after 26 years, did you say?
Yeah.
So it was the trigger to the drink being no longer just being a social thing and a weekend thing, but it became a real problem.
Yeah, it turned into, like nearly weekly, like drinking 5 days a week nearly, and drinking anything, like from beer to wines, whatever was there. And just going out of my way, just finding ways to get it, and so I done it, and then I just couldn't handle it, like I just couldn't handle it. The only way I could grieve was just to drink and to hide it,
Yeah, and men are not good at it, are they?
No.
At grieving. I think for younger kids now, they're trying to teach them that to grieve is okay and it's healthy, but it sounds as if you just, it's a cliche, you sort of bottled it up inside you, did you, all that grief?
Yeah, I did. I bottled it up, and I was hurting myself, which I should have talked to people about it and grieved, but I didn't. And but now that I've been at Dooralong, I have been talking to council and that, and workers, and now I've grieved, and I feel a lot better,
it's come out.
It's come out, and I feel a lot better for it. It's like, a big weight lifted off my shoulders, and it makes me feel better. And
so there's anybody out there who is, particularly men, who sort of have issues around grief and loss, and they feel they've never really grieved, that just get in touch with somebody and talk about it. It's the best thing to do, is to talk to someone about it. Well, I wish I would have done it a long time ago, Okay, so drink was under control, but you had those sort of those huge losses in your life when then drink became a problem. That's still a long way from Dooralong, because were you still living at the Pilliga at this stage?
I was living in Narrabri at the time.
Narrabri, yeah.
I moved to Narrabri and I was living there. That's where I had my job there, and then because of the drought out there, I got redundant. So I moved to Wagga, and my partner I got now, well, like she had 2 little boys to me, and she said, why don't we go to the Salvos and to a music group, take the kids to a music group. So we went there, and she just we went there, and I met the priest, like the pastor and his wife and that, and then I don't know, it was the first time I've ever done it, but I spilled me guts out to them, and told them my situation, and they said they knew Major Gavin at Dooralong, and so they made a phone call for me, and then I got a meeting date, and I've been here for nearly 6 months now.
So you weren't a regular churchgoer, you'd never been to a Salvos meeting in your life?
No.
Your partner invites you along?
Yep.
And then you find, you're surprised that all the grief is coming out, you're telling the pastor everything that's happened.
Yeah.
He mentions the word Dooralong.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that he knew Major Gavin.
Yeah.
And then they made the phone call for me, and I think that helped me get in there, and I think this was the higher power, the man upstairs.
I was just going to say, do you ever think that perhaps sort of somebody was pulling the strings? Because it's pretty amazing, isn't it?
Yep.
You go from Narrabri down to Wagga, you go into a church, and the next thing you know, you're at Dooralong.
Yeah, and like I've got older kids. My wife's got older kids too. They've got their own families and that. But and it's good too, because they're 100% behind me, push me to do it, to do this, and my partner's pushed me to do it, and I've got all the encouragement there, and I've got brothers and sisters who are pushing me. It's wonderful,
Was there any resistance on your part when the pastor in Wagga said, look, there is this rehab centre? Was there a part of you that's saying, no, I'm okay, I can do this on my own?
No, I had that. I think something come over me, because I knew there was time to do something, and so what I done, I wanted to do it, and so because I knew I couldn't do it on my own. I've tried, I couldn't do it, and I knew the help was there, so I was going to take it, and so I jumped at it. It was wonderful.
So the next step would be for you to go to detox, would it?
Yeah, so I travelled down from Wagga, went to detox at Wyong.
Yes.
And then I was spent, I think, 6 or 7 days in there, and then it was Steve who's come and picked me up.
Yeah, Steve, who's sat in the background here listening to us. Yeah,
he's come and picked me up and took me out to Dooralong, and I didn't, got a surprise when I seen it. It's a lovely place. It's beautiful out there.
And it sounds as if, from what you say, that your partner's really supported you and stuck with you, and were instrumental in getting you to Dooralong as well.
Yeah, like she was a big part of it. I think, for taking me to the Salvos Church, and it was, and I thank her for that,
Absolutely. Was she a churchgoer herself?
No, she's not actually. She just, because it was just a kids' music group, and she was just taking the kids there for the music group, and then so I went with her, and
they say God works in mysterious ways.
Yes, that's true,
doesn't it? Here on this Wednesday morning with Robert from the Dooralong Transformation Centre, we're looking at Robert's journey, and we left off at that point where he's just done his 7 days detox at Wyong Hospital, and now for the first time he's driving down the Valley Road towards Dooralong. No, you would have no idea what to expect, would you?
No, I didn't know what to expect until we came up and we were seeing the signs for Dooralong, and when we drove in, I just looked, and it's like a big resort, eh?
It is. And the settings, I mean, you come from the country, sort of northeast of the state, and you're a boy from the bush sort of thing, so you would have identified with that bush setting, I think.
Yeah, it was great, you know, just living there amongst all the trees and that.
Yeah, and the wildlife.
You know, it's great, it's just sort of like home.
Yeah, I get all of that, except, the wildlife, I'm all of that, but it's those snakes that you've got out there that worry me a bit.
Well, I've only seen one, but you know, you just sort of don't worry. You know,
you're like, but I do worry about it. That's my problem, because I've been out there and I've seen all the snake kits that you've got all around, and I'm thinking, not quite sure, but people say that they're more scared of me than I am of them. But anyway, so you made your way to Dooralong. And it's a beautiful place there. What were the first few weeks like for you?
The first few weeks, like, I was thinking, what am I doing here? And, you know, you don't need to be here. And then...
bit of pride and arrogance coming in.
Then I sort of stuck to myself for a long time and just watched everyone else. And but then I started getting, you know, comfy there, and I thought, you know, well, it's not such a bad place, you know. So, but now, you know, I really love it out there. It's great. It's a wonderful place. You know, it's not what I thought it'd be. You know, when I thought it'd be like, you know, you're locked away in something, you know, but you're not. You're sort of free out there, you know.
Yeah, it must have been hard. I mean, you were telling us before that last music break that part of the problem for you was that you didn't grieve properly. You didn't talk to people about how you were feeling when your wife died. So how hard was it for you then to sort of get up in a group setting and share your feelings about that when there are other people there that really are strangers to you?
It felt good because there was a lot of other people there that sort of went through the same thing as me, and a lot of people that went through worse than what I have. So, you know, but you can sort of, I don't know, just with theirs, like, you know, their stories are your stories, you know, like, and you sort of just click onto that, and you know, and think, oh yeah, and then so some of your stories are not worse than what someone else's, but you know, it's good.
And you were telling us that it was actually a relief or a release to actually talk about the emotions surrounding your wife's death. Can you explain why? Because it seems almost counterintuitive for a bloke. It doesn't seem right. If I talk about this grief, it's going to make it worse, is what we say. But what you're saying is if you talk about it, it actually makes it better for you.
It does, because I held it in for a long time, and I didn't like. It's not a man's thing to grieve.
No, you got to be strong.
You got to be strong.
Don't cry.
But you know, when I let it out, I grieved. Now I feel like a different person. You know, it's better out than in, because it ruins your inside, and it just makes your addiction worse than what it is. Because you're only drinking or doing drugs to cover that.
To mask it, bury it, or whatever.
Bury it away. And where if you let that out, you know, you don't need that alcohol or you don't need the drugs. You know. You just you just feel better within yourself.
And they have other programs there as well, don't they? That I'm sure you've taken advantage of, all the programs about sort of boundaries, anger management, and the full range of them.
Well, I just signed up for a codependency course. And then I'm going, after that I want to do a mindfulness course. You know, just want to try to get what I can out of it all, you know. It's great.
Of course, So you've been 6 months. Your partner sounds like she's also been very supportive during this time?
Yes, she has. She's been supportive right from day one, and encouraging me. Like I say, I've got me sisters and younger brother, and me elder children who are pushing me, encouraging me. You know, they're all happy with what I'm doing.
It's important, isn't it, to feel that you're part of a family who are all sort of cheering for you.
And plus I've got my nephews. Like, I've got two nephews down here, Ty and Josh. And Ty and Chloe, they come out and visit me, and they encourage me. You know, they're good.
That's great. Look, what about this God thing? Because you weren't a churchgoer, we get that, and your partner wasn't, but the first time you went into a church for years and years, they introduced you to Dooralong, which has been life-changing. And of course, when you get to Dooralong, they have chapel nights and church and all the rest of it. How's that side of thing working out for you?
Chapel night I really enjoy, which is on the night.
Yes, Wednesday, yeah.
I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Church every Sundays I go.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those people who would pray, I think, before I came in. But now that I'm being here and learning different things, I get up every morning. I say my little prayer, and I say it every night.
Yeah.
You know, and it feels so peaceful once you do that. You know, like it's great.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
So, which of the local Salvos churches do you go to?
I go to East Lakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that music like out at East Lakes?
Yes, I reckon it's wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
because I know some of the Salvos, they all have a little bit of a different feel to them. So,
yeah,
you know, people have sampled all of them, and then they choose the one that fits.
Well, when I first came in, East Lakes was my first church, and so I just stayed there.
Yeah.
Because I know it just felt comfy for me, and which is good. Like, and then you know, I stand up and I sing. Plus, we got a mate who turned soldier there now, Dave.
Yeah.
Dave Christie.
Yeah.
And he's East Lake Church too. So
and good people in the congregation there, nice people.
Yeah, they are lovely people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I met a bloke from Moree. He's moved down to Newcastle, and he goes to East Lakes.
Yeah. So, from never having been a sort of regular churchgoer, has it surprised you that you fitted into church so well? Is it what you were expecting?
Yes. Well, see, like I've never been to a church, and I went to Sunday school when I was a kid, but going to church, I didn't think it was like it is. I thought it was different, but going there is it's fun. It's great.
I think a lot of people who don't go to church still have this idea that you're sat there on hard pews and there's an hour-long sermon which is, bores you into sort of submission, and and then the songs can be just dirges, but it's not like that, is it?
No, it's not. They've got some good songs,
and a good message.
Good message, and you really enjoy it. Like I really enjoy it now, because I thought it was. Church would be boring and just getting spoke to all the time, but it's good.
Nobody likes being preached at.
No.
We don't mind hearing the word of God, but when somebody starts preaching at us. So will church continue to be a part of your life when you leave Dooralong, do you think?
Yes, it will be, because I'm going, when I get back to Wagga, I am going to the Salvos Church that helped me get in here. I'm going to attend their church every Sunday, and
so you will feel a little bit connected to Dooralong, even though you're down in Wagga, won't you? Through the Salvos.
And plus they've got a AA meeting there every Monday and Thursday, which I will be attending.
Super. Still talking to Robert. Question for Robert: what's next, Robert? How much longer have you got to go, do you think, at Dooralong?
I'm thinking about May. I will graduate. So then it's probably time for me to move on then.
And what will moving on look like for you?
At the moment, I've already got my plans in action, which I know what I'm going to do. I'm going back to Wagga. Looking at getting work back there, and
your partner's still living in Wagga?
Yes. And and just getting work and attending my AA meetings and church on Sundays, and it keeps me busy, and just become that partner, that good partner and family, like parent that I wish I was a long time ago.
Sounds as if you've given some thought to this, and sounds as if you're putting in place quite a few supports for you when you do get back to Wagga. You'll have the Salvos Church, your partner, and the other members of the family there for you.
Yes. It's great. Like I get a lot of support out here at Dooralong. Like with the caseworkers, you got like Johnny, Sue, Chef Nathan. He's a good one.
Keep on the right side of him if he's
Chef Nathan. Then you got You know, they're all like Paula and even Major and them. You know, they're all great.
Almost like lifelong friends now.
Yeah,
Part of the family for you.
Yeah. Laurie, he's a character, but yeah.
So when you go to Wagga, you'll still have that connection. If you go to the Salvos Church, you'll still feel that connection with the Salvos and Dooralong, because Dooralong's always going to have a pretty special place in your heart, isn't it?
Yes, because they're the ones that helped me get through this, you know, and put me on the right track, you know, and showed me a different path in life. So I'll be grateful to them forever, you know.
Yeah, and when you get back to Wagga, you'll be able to see the pastor who first mentioned the word Dooralong to you, and let him know.
Yeah, and shake his hand and
thank him.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's true.
So things are looking up. When was the last time in your life before you went to Dooralong that you had sort of hope in your heart? Long time ago?
A very long time ago, yes. I can't remember really. It's just that long.
So this is going to be a new chapter and a hopeful chapter in your life. Yeah.
I'm open to start this new chapter in my life, and God will walk with me through this. You know.
Yeah. What are the dangers, do you think? I think for me the danger would be, I don't know whether it's for you or for other people, I think the danger might be, I might think that once I'd left, that's it, I'm cured, sort of thing.
Yeah, well,
become a little bit sort of, not arrogant so much, but think, I don't need any sort of help now, I'm okay.
Yeah, well, I've heard stories of other lads, you know, like who've left and came back and said that they thought they was right, but now they've relapsed, and they've stopped going to their AA meetings and that, so I was taking all that on board, see, learn from them, and it's just going back to your where you hung out before, you know, before you come to Dooralong, you know, there's don't hang with them with that sort of crowd again, and just find some good people, you know, sober people to hang with.
And I'm sure we find lots of those in the Salvos Church down at Wagga.
Yes, so I'm looking forward to that, and so it's great. It's going to be wonderful, I think.
Thanks so much for coming in, Robert, and being so open and honest in telling your story, and sharing that hope that you have for the future when you do graduate in May. We will pray that God continues to have his hand on your shoulder in that sort of mysterious way, unexpected way he led you to Dooralong. We trust that his hand continues to guide you as you walk out of the gates of Dooralong. So thank you again, Robert, for coming in.
Thank you.
You've been listening to an encore presentation of the Dooralong stories, which can be heard live every Wednesday at 10 a.m. and repeated 8 p.m. Sunday and 1 a.m. Wednesday, right here on 94.9 rema.cc.